If you hold XRP, it is complete BS what the majority of mainstream media is saying out there about crypto, about XRP, about Bitcoin, about the rest of the market. And in these videos, I like to provide you with the facts, and I like to provide you with information that's taking place that is not being discussed on mainstream media. That way you can come to your own conclusion, make your own educated decision, because you obviously know I'm not a financial advisor. I don't claim to be one. You should consult your financial advisor because you know that crypto is very risky. You could lose a lot of money, but also on the other side of the coin, you can make a lot of money if you know what you're doing. But these videos are always for educational purposes only. So in this video, what I want to do is discuss what's taking place right now, not only in the world with, inflation, with what's happening in America, what just recently took place with GME for the short squeeze, deciphering that and how that's going to affect crypto over the next few months. The reason why massive whales and institutions, hedge funds, people like, Andrew Tate and other massive investors are diving full force into the space, investing hundreds of millions of dollars, some laws that are being passed right now that are pro-crypto, and the reason why I'm more bullish than ever before, what the Treasury is planning on doing towards the end of this month that is going to catapult the markets, and then the truth about Ripple and XRP and the enormity of what's about to come to the entire financial system, not just XRP, that is going to shock the world. So hang tight because we have a lot to unpackage in this video for you guys. We're getting into the charts as well too. So comment 777 if you're feeling blessed. Comment 777 if you're feeling bullish. And if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, confirm it by tapping the subscribe button. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So if you're ready to become the first millionaire in your family tree with crypto, and you want to get early access to our underground guidebook to become a crypto millionaire when it's released, then all you need to do right now is go to bullrunners.com, and you're going to get exclusive early access to alerts on explosive altcoins with timely notifications about high potential projects before they hit the mainstream market. You're also going to get access to daily market analysis videos where you can watch daily videos like this to stay up to date on the latest trends and updates in the cryptocurrency market. And you're also going to receive pro trading strategies and tools for you to access proven trading tips and institutional grade indicators to refine your trading strategy. So don't miss out on the launch of our new underground guidebook called Altcoin Secrets that's going to help you discover the next 100x altcoin. All you need to do to get early access is go to bullrunners.com, click the button on the page, put in your best email address, and you'll be instantly subscribed for the early bird list when it's released. We know you're gonna love it. So to kick this video off, let's talk about what's taking place right now for the GME short squeeze, because the Roaring Kitty on Twitter posted this, basically meaning it's time to lock in, it's go time, it's short squeeze time. And Roaring Kitty is the online alias of Keith Gill, an individual who played a significant role in the GameStop saga. Those of you guys that remember that last bull run, he gained attention for his support of GameStop, and on YouTube where he shared his investment insights. And the term Roaring Kitty, mittens, refers to his cat themed mittens he wore during some of his online appearances, which became the iconic Roaring Kitty Twitter account name. And so when he posted this right here, this was May 12th. If we go to the chart on GME right here, after the weekend, obviously, GME went from $24 upwards of $65. Now it's down to $30. So the real question is, will this short squeeze be as impactful as it was back in 2021? Because GME went from like $4, it was like $3-4 upwards of $100. So it was a massive short squeeze. Whereas this time it's like, might not be as effective, but we're just getting started. And when we look at where we were on the psychology of a market cycle, just on GameStop's chart, we were all the way down here in the depression stage. The RSI was all the way down at 30, and it breached all the way above 94. And so, this won't last, the short squeeze won't last forever, but it's the kickstart, it's that domino, so to speak. And Roaring Kitty returned as this altcoin setup reappeared. So there's no coincidences. We live in the matrix right now. And so when we look at confluence across multiple different markets, multiple different indicators, comparing back to the past, and then also putting it into the present for what we can see moving forward, it'll give us an idea of where the risk to reward ratio is in the markets currently. And so when we look at this right now, we can see on the MACD, we saw a bullish cross where the MACD line in blue crossed above the signal line in orange. Also on the stochastic RSI, we see bullish momentum happening to the upside and maximum amount of compression here as well too on the Bollinger Bands. So the last time that took place, the altcoin market went absolutely parabolic. Now what went parabolic first? It was Dogecoin. Dogecoin is the leader of the meme coin market. And here's an interesting breakdown of, layer ones, meme coins, AI and DePIN, Cosmos, Solana, Ethereum, and the performance from January 1st, 2024 to today. And as you can see, layer one, some of them have done well, like Ethereum's done all right. Solana's done 46%, Toncoin 250%, but AVAX down 14%, Near Protocol's up nearly 100, Aptos down 11, Atom down 19%, Injective down 36%, Mina down 42%. And so a lot of these sectors are in the red, while Bitcoin, figures out what it's going to do next based on what I'm going to be sharing with you guys in this video. But look at the meme coin market. Dogecoin up 68%, Shiba Inu up 128%, Pepe up 693%, WIF up 1,700%, Floki up 432%, Bonk 79%. So the sector average for meme coins is 525%. The sector average for layer one is only 27%. For Cosmos, miscellaneous, and DeFi, minus 29%. For Ethereum and DeFi, 11%. AI and DePIN 89%. So the meme coin market is just drastically beating, the rest of the market right now. And that's because the vast amount of retail across the globe don't understand anything about crypto. We've done several polls on the community section of the YouTube channel, and I asked, what are you guys here for? Are you here for the tech? Are you here for the community? Or are you here to make money? Like 80% plus are here to make money. And arguably the 20% that say that they're here for the tech and the other stuff are just justifying that for the reason to make money, because why else would you be in crypto? It's to escape the devaluation of the dollar. Because when you look right here, the banking system has collapsed, guys, in Cuba. And I mean, this isn't too big of a shocker because, Cubans have been coming to, I'm in Miami, Florida. Cubans have been flying over here by the boats. I mean, I'm dating a Cuban, but she didn't come over. She didn't come over on a boat. Her family came over a long time ago. So for America, it's the American dream. Everyone's wanted to come here. Everyone in America is a pretty much foreigner from whether it's Europe or from, Cuba, from, Canada, from anywhere around the world coming to America to live the dream. But now the American dream is to move out of America and have properties all around the world and, have passports of different countries because, communism creeping in here. So bank accounts have been emptied. There's no cash in ATMs over in Cuba. I don't know if it's this bad. You guys let me know. If you're watching this video, from Cuba, the money in your bank account doesn't belong to you. When this happens in America, we will get a bank holiday, and the next day we will have CBDCs and complete digital tyranny. End of all banks. And so, Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, they're preparing for CBDCs. They're preparing for this. And while it might not be that crazy of absolute chaos in the streets, like post-soccer game flipping cars and burning stuff, it's going to shock the majority of Americans nonetheless, because when we look at the shocking stat of the day from the Kobisi letter, inflation has not fallen in a single month since January of 2021, according to Zero Hedge. This means that overall prices are up over 19.5% in less than 4 years. That's an average of 5.5% per year, effectively wiping out 1/5 of the US dollar's purchasing power. And we have not had a year-over-year inflation print below 3% in 37 consecutive months. Inflation is now building on previous years of inflation. We effectively have compounding inflation. So how's that sound for a strong economy? So it's no wonder why meme coins and just crypto in general has been going up over the past year, because the dollar's been going down. And when you look at this with virtual fast food workers from the Philippines, they're being hired for $3 per hour compared to New York's minimum wage of $16 per hour. You can hire 5 virtual workers for the price of 1 in-person worker. And this just shows how bad policies like this hurt the middle and lower class in America. And guys, you understand, I know you agree, because if you disagree, then you're just not paying attention. But this is going to get even worse with artificial intelligence as well too. Watch this.
This is wild. Virtual fast food workers from the Philippines are being hired for $3 an hour as opposed to New York's minimum wage of $16 per hour. You can hire 5 virtual workers for the price of 1 in-person worker. So I went in person to take a look for myself. A virtual worker who was literally on a Zoom conference call greeted me as I approached the self-service kiosk located outside the restaurant. Once I placed my order, the virtual worker instructed me to go inside the restaurant to wait for my order to be picked up. And to my surprise, there was another camera pointing to the entrance of the restaurant, which the same virtual worker was also greeting. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that this is a smart move and more rush?
So you look at something like that and you might think that that doesn't affect you because, you have a more prestigious career than a fast food restaurant worker. But to think that way is how you get replaced, because when you start imagining, job security is so good that I don't really have to worry. Well, okay, do this. Go on vacation for a month. Don't tell your boss. don't check in, don't respond to any messages, come back and see if you still have your job after a month. There's no such thing as job security. It's as real as the Easter Bunny. So Andrew Tate posting, I know I'm not supposed to do this in chaotic times, but I'm about to leave fiat completely and ape over $100 million into Bitcoin, and I'll even prove I did it. I'm done with the banks. I'm done with their money, done with the scams. Then I'm going boating. Now, you guys know the only amount of money that you should hold in the banks is $250,000 or less, essentially just enough to cover your basic expenses, your necessities. Because if the bank closed down, you have $300,000. Well, the FDIC is only insured up to $250K, and if everyone, lots of banks go down at once, the FDIC doesn't even have enough money to cover every single bank. So it's a scam in and of itself. And what would happen if that were to take place? Well, the Treasury would have to step in, they'd have to do buybacks, and I'll talk about that in a little bit on what they're planning on doing for these bad bonds anyways. But some breaking news just hit. 51 votes. The Senate just voted to repel Gary Gensler's anti-crypto rule, SAB 121. So key Democrat senators broke party lines to vote yes. Now Biden has to choose. Does he choose anti-crypto and veto or let it pass? His next move could cost him the election. And so this goes back to what I've been saying in the past few videos. In order for Democrats to even have a chance for Joe Biden to get reelected, he has to show that the economy's strong somehow to make Americans happy. And what would Americans be happy? If their investments are going up, that would make them happy. And so Donald Trump, he's playing politics on the opposite side as well too, saying that he supports crypto, and so he's gaining votes that way. So what would Joe Biden do? He would pump the markets as well. And so this is just going to lead into a pump fest of Democrats and Republicans doing whatever they can to make the economy look good or make themselves look better that they support crypto. And the House just passed 3 pro-blockchain bills, guys. Number 1, Deploying American Blockchain Act of 2023, the Consumer Safety Technology Act, and the Promoting Resilient Supply Chain Act of 2023. The House also passed the SAB 121 repeal resolution with support from 207 Republicans and 21 Democrats. And so crypto is not only here to stay, but these pro bills, I'm no politician, so I don't understand everything about them. Maybe you guys fill me in on this stuff, but I'm bringing you this information so you could do your own research. But this is bullish news. Also, look at this. Don't underestimate this State of Wisconsin Investment Board buying Bitcoin ETFs. This will start a chain reaction. May 28th is looming. Save the date. $27 trillion in these funds, guys. So here's one thing that's interesting to note is the U.S. Treasury announced the first Treasury buyback operation since 2002. The U.S. Treasury is launching this starting on May 29th. The program is designed to improve liquidity in the Treasury market and is expected to run through July 2024. So during this period, the Treasury plans to hold weekly liquidity support buybacks of up to $2 billion per operation, with up to $500 million allocated for TIPS, which is Treasury Inflation Protected Securities. So this initiative is aiming to ensure the Treasury market remains the deepest, most liquid in the world, addressing concerns about market function and resilience. So their way of addressing market function and stability is by pumping more money in the system, which further erodes market stability and function. So it's a catch-22 here, because the more liquidity that they pump in the system to try and save the system, it does pump the markets, but it erodes the dollar even more in the purchasing power. That's why inflation is not going away. So this is easy math here, easy economics. I don't have a master's degree and financial degree in economics here, but anyone can see this. The people that choose not to pay attention to it, or they're just like, it's not that big of a deal. Well, 5 years go by and they're like, okay, it's definitely that big of a deal, but by then they're too late. So you guys are early, and that's the coolest part about this. So when we look at Bitcoin right here, back in 2021, what happened when the CARES Act was signed into law for COVID recovery? Look how much money was pumped into the markets here. And of course, we see these pullbacks. So it's hard to see the forest through the trees, especially if you're new to the market, because let's say you bought in January 2021 at $40,000. Well, 14 days later, you're down 30%. So you put in $10,000, then all you see your portfolio at $7,000 in 2 weeks. You're impatient. You thought it was going to go up the next day because everyone was getting into crypto. 2 weeks later, you're down, and you're like, this is frustrating. Like, nothing's happening. Even it took 30 days for it to even break that high. And it was just chilling there. Bitcoin was in this descending, well, it was really a bull flag right here, but you see this descending resistance, descending support, this channel, very similar to what we're seeing right here in this macro bull flag on the daily candles right here. And so what we need to see is a break of this descending resistance, and we need to see a hold of a support. If we see one final shakeout event to the downside, very similar to what happened right here, pay close attention. Look at this. Look at the chart right now. If you're driving in your car, I can understand if you can't look that closely, but when we saw the biggest pullback right here for Bitcoin in January of 2021, it tried to break out of here, and then we saw a second pullback that held this support, and it was a higher low. And so this is what we like to call a double bottom trend reversal, where you have bottom number one, bottom number two. You see the neckline right here at like roughly $35,000-ish. We wick above the neckline, hover at it, struggle to break it. Then once we break it, then it was off to the races from here. And so if we were to see one final pullback, I'm not saying that this pullback would happen, but it's possible. Maybe Bitcoin gets rejected from this descending resistance right here, and we see one final shakeout event to liquidate a lot of long traders, and then we do something like this, and then we start working our way out of here in like June and July. I would expect something like this to potentially take place. And so if you guys are looking for one potential entry point into the market before we just go blasting off, breaking upwards of 80, 90, 100K for Bitcoin, I would be looking around $56,000 to $59,000. Now, anything lower than that, around $50,000 down here, which was the previous zone of support that we could potentially backtest, would be a dream. But with the amount of bullish news that's out there right now for what's happening, I don't know if we'll go that low. Again, I'm not putting out the picture. If we do go that low, awesome. Even better news, just stay excited. Looking at the RSI right now, we were upwards of 86 on the RSI on the daily right here in March while we were breaking upwards of the all-time high. And then we saw the RSI flip bearish, bottom out around 34, and it just flipped the descending resistance it's holding as support. It also flipped the RSI base moving average in yellow, similar to what happened back in January of 2021 when the RSI was upwards of 89. The price was upwards of 42, flip bearish. We need to see a cool off period, which is completely healthy during a bull market. You just obviously don't go up forever. Once we bottomed out around 40 or 30, then we flip the RSI based moving average, hold it as support, and then the RSI reverses with bullish momentum. Then we start marching back up, we form a new high, and then we see another cool off period, and then we see a topping formation take place where the highs, we see higher highs, but they progressively slow down like this. We see higher lows, and they progressively coil up like this. And so this is what we're going to be looking for, upwards of $100,000 for the next psychological resistance. So there's technical resistances based on price action in the past, but there's also psychological resistance if we're in price discovery. So the next psychological resistance for Bitcoin is going to be $100,000, but you don't want to plan your exit strategy or your hedging strategy based on whole numbers in the market, because that never happens. Back in 2017, 2018, everyone was saying Bitcoin was going to go to like $50,000 or $100,000. Nope, topped out at like 19,000 something. 2021, everyone's like Bitcoin's going to 100K. Nope, it topped out around $60,000. So this time around, people might be saying Bitcoin's going to $250,000. I've seen people say it's going to $500,000 this cycle. I don't think either of those are happening. Yes, I do think Bitcoin's going to do well, but I think it might top out between like 150 to 190. And so the real question is, how will all of this affect XRP? Because we need to see Bitcoin pass the all-time high to see anything happen for XRP and to see liquidity flow into XRP, unless XRP decides to be the front runner this bull run. Historically, based on the facts, which we always talk about in this video, XRP has been a laggard every single bull run. And like towards the later stage, when Bitcoin's dominance is rolling around, then XRP takes off. So for people that are saying in mainstream media that XRP, is not, a good currency, XRP is a scam, even people all over Twitter saying that, they just don't understand how the markets have worked every bull run in the past, because this is their first bull run, so they don't get it. But Greg Kitt at the XRP Las Vegas event in 2024 said this that I found pretty interesting.
How did you go from bike messenger to Federal Reserve to Ripple to now running for Congress?
Wow, I must be at the wrong conference. I thought I was here for the Federal Reserve. But from listening to the presentations, there's something else going on here. Look, it has been a Forrest Gump story and walk. I did go from working for the Federal Reserve, which was the deep state, to a poker game with other deep state players, like from Google and Visa. And they talked about this new company. There was no Bitcoin company, but there was a company called Ripple. Google actually invested in it. And it was like the Bitcoin ledger, but with two extra columns in the spreadsheet, one for the issuer and one for the currency. And thank you to Arthur Brito and David Schwartz for educating me about what the future looked like. And I got to go from history world at the Federal Reserve to the whole new universe that XRP and Ripple brought. Taking something which was an innovation, Bitcoin, and making it something that could apply to every form of value in the world. And Chris Larson talked about the Internet of Value. I was hooked. I was the one voice that said, hey, you know, maybe we need some risk management and compliance. And, you know, I think Chris probably said, like, why? What could go wrong? And, you know, the rest is history. And Ripple, I'm very proud, has also been on the forefront of sorting out the public policy issues that hold this incredible industry back. And yeah, I've been lucky. I've been a Forrest Gump approach and got a front row seat from when I joined. I was employee number 10 at Ripple, and look what it's become now.
So he said it himself. What's going on here is what's called a deep state poker game. I want you to really let that sit in for this video. Deep state poker game. The enormity of what is coming will shock the world. What is this? Well, I think this is interesting. Ripple has been coined as a military operation, as a branch of the government. You know, this person on Twitter saying, I don't know how true this is, but the Rothschilds used to own some XRP. They even had their Rothschild, the Edmund Fund, you know, investing in a company that was partnered with, I think it was SBI, in one of my previous videos. But they said Rothschilds were executed. They had all their possessions repossessed. I don't know how true that is, but this is what's interesting. Look at this symbol right here. Look at Brad Garley house. You know, there's symbols and everything, and there's secret handshakes. There's secret hand symbols. Gangs have them, right? I was in a fraternity, so we had secret handshakes and that type of stuff. And fraternities are like a lower form of secret societies, you know, with the hazing and IWeek and different stuff that you have to do for initiation. You know, there's initiation and stuff to go from 0 degree to 33-degree Mason and that type of stuff. And they keep secrets. You know, where do you hail from, right? So there's certain things that they say to each other. There's certain hand signals that they do that only another insider would know. Deep state poker game, tip of the spear. What does this mean? Well, here's something that's very interesting is when you look at the U.S. Space Force logo on the left and the Star Trek emblem on the right, why are they the same? So the new unveiled logo for U.S. Space Force appeared to boldly gone where Star Trek went before. Could this just be some sci-fi coincidence? There's no coincidence on this planet, but Twitter users noted that the emblem revealed by Donald Trump bears an uncanny likeness to this. And so what does this have to do with Ripple? I'll let you guys decide that in the comments below, because I'm not here to spread conspiracy theories since we're on YouTube and we're not on Rumble. You know what I mean? So I'm just bringing the facts, but I find that very interesting. So let's see what happens near election time. But the World Bank recognized XRP as a stablecoin designed specifically for facilitating cross-border payments. Not only the World Bank, but other influential financial institutions like the International Monetary Fund, the Bank for International Settlements, which basically is the bank of central banks that is ahead of the Federal Reserve. It's ahead of the People's Bank of China, Bank of Canada, Bank of Australia. I don't know. Every single central bank, the largest ones of the G20 and more, have classified XRP and XLM as stablecoins. What does that mean? Well, does it mean that the stablecoin value is going to be at where it's at now, 50 cents? I don't think so, guys. I think they're planning for something. Now, here's one thing that Jim Cramer just, posted about the GME thing that ties back to Ripple. How does GME tie to XRP? Well, he says GME is still too high versus the comps. Need more funny emojis, a bear sitting in a recliner. And so Roaring Kitty on the right, you can see posted a pink bear and a pink recliner. Now, also this Bearable guy who's been posting these riddles, I don't want to talk too much about riddles, but posting a bear in a recliner around Christmas time with a rocket out here going up. Now, here's one thing that's interesting. Look at that hammer right here with the clock ticking, the Ferris wheel. It's all riddles. What's the riddle here? Well, what is this symbol right here? You can see these 3 swirls. Interesting. Could it resemble the 3 circles for Ripple's logo? But this logo right here with 3 swirls is specifically called the triskelion. I think that's how you say it. Probably pronounced different. Tomato. Who cares? But this goes all the way back to the Neolithic Iron Age, most likely even further than that. And it appeared in an astronomical calendar at the famous megalithic tomb of Newgrange in Ireland, built around 3200 BCE. So the spiral is considered a Celtic symbol, and it's used primarily by groups with a Celtic cultural orientation, and less frequently can be used by different various eclectic traditions like neo-paganism. And it's one of the primary symbols of Celtic Reconstructionist paganism, used to represent a variety of triplicities in cosmology and theology. It's also a favorite symbol due to its association with the god Manana Mac Lear. Now that sounds like Aunt Jemima or some mac and cheese character to put on some Boyardee box. But what does this god represent? Interesting. Son of the sea. It's a sea god warrior, king of the otherworld. Ripple, the crypto for bridging cross-border liquidity, water. Interesting, huh? So when you see these photos and they just look like basic cartoons, there's meanings in these that go back thousands of years. Now, it's not the exact same as Ripple, but why would there be 3 swirls and then 3 things for Ripple's logo? You guys tell me. So aside from the facts of what that logo represents and then some conspiracy in there of how it ties to Ripple because the elite aren't going to reveal their plan just yet until it's time, let's look at the facts on the charts and let's see, when Ripple is broken, XRP is broken out in the past and what's most likely to happen in the future. So at the top of the chart, we can see the XRP market cap dominance compared to the rest of their crypto market. This essentially means how well is XRP doing compared to every single other cryptocurrency in the industry. There's millions of them right now. So most of them that are tracked on this chart right here show that XRP is underperforming compared to the rest of the market. Now, is that out of the normal? Is XRP dead because of that? No, absolutely not. This has happened 1, 2, 3 times in the past, going all the way back to 2014. So this is a pattern, right? The law of averages states that if you see something often enough or you do something often enough, a ratio will appear. And so often enough, all the way back in the past from 2014, this ratio has appeared where XRP underperforming the rest of the market. What's happened on the XRP price chart to the US dollar in comparison? Well, back in 2014, what we're looking for here is confluence. We're looking for confluence on the price action. We're also looking for confluence on key indicators, and we're looking for confluence across multiple charts. So we want to compare, the market cap dominance compared to XRP, the US dollar price chart. And we also want to compare to the RSI right now. And then I don't want to bring up too much other stuff to overwhelm you guys because the way that my brain works is I can stack all these different things together, but I want to simplify it to 3 points for you. So that's why we have market cap dominance, RSI for the market cap dominance, and then XRP to the US dollar price chart. All right. So point number 1, where was XRP back in June of 2014 compared to the rest of the market? It was all the way down here at 0.24% of the market cap dominance, meaning that if the market cap at that time was, $100 billion, of course it wasn't that at that time because I'd have to pull it up in a new tab. And I have so many tabs open right now for this video, but wherever the market cap was, XRP held 0.27% of that, drastically underperforming the rest of the market. Where was the RSI? The RSI was below 30. It was at 28. It was even all the way down here at 12 at one point, which is drastically oversold compared to the rest of the market. So basic investing, buy low, sell high. Now, when you look at the RSI, buy when it's oversold, sell when it's overbought. Okay, very simple. And so because the RSI was down here on the weekly, it was oversold. Where was the price? The price was all the way down here at the bottom of the screen at 0.004. After that, XRP rocketed on out of here. The RSI went upwards of 97. The price went upwards of 2 cents. You could have entered here into a trade, and I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm just telling you what smart investors did, and you would have caught a 5x on XRP. Sure, that's nothing crazy, but a 5x in any other market like the stock market is unheard of. You don't get a 5x for years, when in reality, this was just a few months. And so when XRP started outperforming the market, it rocketed all the way up here and it outperformed the market, and XRP held 20% of the entire market cap. I believe it was right behind Bitcoin. I think it passed Ethereum at one point. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or it was behind Ethereum as the number 3 largest cryptocurrency back in 2014, 2015. And then the RSI got overheated. It was upwards of 90, overbought. So sell in overbought conditions, upwards of 90. If you would have sold up here, you ride it all the way back down here. Point number 2, what are we looking at? So a ratio is appearing, right? The ratio on market cap dominance is anytime XRP has entered this zone right here, anywhere between 0.1% of the market to 1%, somewhere around there, XRP usually finds a bottom. So when did this happen again? It was March of 2017. XRP's bottom was in, the RSI was all the way down here at 32, didn't quite dip below 30. So it doesn't go to these exact percentages on indicators or on market cap dominance, just as much as it doesn't go to exact dollar amounts like XRP is going to $10. No, it didn't. It went to $3 and something, or people that said it was going to $5. So don't base it on round numbers, based it on ranges, right? That's what you want to base it on. And then you have a hedging strategy within those ranges, a dollar cost averaging strategy, DCI. And so we look right here In 2017, what happened? Well, XRP broke this descending resistance, held it as support. The RSI was bottoming out, confluence, right? So price action, saw a break of structure, a break of resistance, holding as support. We see the RSI all the way down here, market cap dominance all the way within the zone for point number 2, signaling that a reversal is coming. XRP at some point would outperform the market. Sure enough, that's exactly what happened. XRP went from 0.005 upwards of 40 cents, shocked the world. All the Bitcoiners for months, like 5 months, guys. I remember all of this. All the Bitcoiners were saying that like Bitcoin's the best in the world. You should only buy Bitcoin. You should only hold Bitcoin because XRP is trash. Like XRP is garbage. XRP is down 95%. When in reality, you just do what the opposite of doing. You bought XRP here, goes up to 40 cents. That's a smarter move than buying any Bitcoin at that time. And even if you would have held through this consolidation period from like between 20 and 40 cents until December of 2017, there was some volatility where the price peaked out. The same with the dominance. The dominance went all the way up here. Where'd the RSI go? 89. Confluence. RSI 89. XRP had 31% of the market. The RSI was in overbought conditions. That's when you hedge out, right? So you could have hedged out, or if you held, nobody knew if the price, look at the bottom of the screen right now, okay? Look at the bottom of the screen right now. Nobody knew if the price was going to do this and come back down. So hedging at 40 cents if you bought at 0.005, locking in some profits is a smart move. Like you never lose if you're locking in profits. There's always the devil creeping in of coulda, shoulda, woulda. The devil always does the coulda, shoulda, woulda in your mind. I could have held, I should have held. I would have held if I had known this, right? Coulda, shoulda, woulda. But coulda, shoulda, woulda is the thief of, locking in freaking gains for your family and for your future. So you got to lock in gains at some point and be okay with not catching the top. Just looking at the indicators is what you need to be okay with and hitting these ranges. And so it's impossible to predict the top. Sure, you can catch it sometimes. Like I sold Bitcoin at $57,000. I didn't sell at the exact top, but I sold pretty high up. It's better than having to be liquidated and sell at 16K. I bought Bitcoin at like 16,700 again. The bottom was at like 15,500 for the last bear market. So I don't catch the exact bottoms. I don't claim to be perfect, but I look at this stuff that I'm sharing with you guys, and then I share with you my opinion on what I think is going to happen next based on the facts. So point number 2, we saw XRP market cap dominance at around 0.85% within the zone. We saw RSI down here near 30, not exactly at it, but close enough to it. We saw the price action all the way down here, breaking structure, and then that would be a great entry point. Now, point number 3, after point number 2, what do we see happen? XRP underperforming the market, the entire bear market. After XRP topped about at $3, we see this descending resistance right here. Interesting. In July of 2020, we saw a break of this descending resistance, holding it as support, this fake out rally before the lawsuit. Then the lawsuit hit as this final back test. Point number 3, XRP came down to like 1% after the lawsuit was hit, and then it tried to rally up a little bit. It rallied up to like 69 cents, then hovered around this range right here. And then all of a sudden, the RSI was at like 30. It tried to work its way out of here. It was at like 36, and then it blasted up, but it was still going through the lawsuit. So we didn't see as parabolic of a market cap dominance rise for XRP compared to the past bull run because of the lawsuit. So I think the lawsuit was the fluke that time around. And this time around, what we're going to see is one of the biggest break of structures on the market cap dominance we've ever seen, because we see this descending resistance. We also see the psychology of a market cycle playing out on the market cap dominance, and we're in the depression stage right now for XRP compared to the rest of the market. So this is a good sign. This is actually really, really good, because you want to be a contrarian to make money. Because why do 1% of the world own 99% of the wealth? They're contrarians. They do what the opposite of the 99% think. So if the 99% are looking at something like this and they're like, oh, it's crap, it's down, I don't want that, that gets me excited, because I know what the 1% are doing, and they're packing their freaking bags, man. They're packing their bags. The reason why is confluence. Facts, all right? Facts, not opinions. Look at the facts here. Point number 4. We are down within the zone. It doesn't mean that we're just going to rocket up right now. We could see several more months of this. We have till the end of the month before the Treasury does buybacks. I don't know exactly when the settlement agreement is going to happen, how much Ripple's going to have to pay. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not, giving you guys an exact time frame on that. But what's the confluence? What do we see? We see this descending resistance on the price chart, the exact same thing that we saw happen in the bear market both times. 2018 to 2020, 2013 to 2017, we see this descending resistance. Once it flips it, holds it as support. Simultaneously, we see XRP market cap dominance down here within this range, anywhere between 0.10 to 1.5, somewhere around here. We're at 1.25 right now. And I would expect, because the RSI right now is at 28, so we're in oversold conditions. XRP to market cap dominance is down within this range. The price action on the chart, we haven't seen a break of structure. We haven't seen a break of this resistance right here. So what I would expect to happen is for XRP to see a little micro rally up. Maybe it rallies up to $1.30 and then it sees a sell-off back down to like 69 cents. And I would expect everyone to say, here goes XRP again, Ripple again, suppressing the price. They're selling it off again. XRP keeps missing the rally. Bitcoin goes upwards of, 80, 90, 100K. XRP rallies somewhat with it. Then on Bitcoin's next sell-off, let's say Bitcoin goes up to 96K, hypothetically speaking, then sells back off down to back test like 80 or 75K or 70K or something like that. I would expect XRP to rally with Bitcoin, then come back down to back test this descending resistance as support. Simultaneously, I would expect the market cap dominance for XRP to see a little bit of a rally up, nothing too crazy, but a little bit of a rally up, followed by another back test of this ascending support. Similar to what happened for point number 3. You can see in the micro, there's these little rally up. Same thing for, point number 1, point number 2. You see this little rally up, then one final back test, for like some double bottom formation. And then we start working our way out of here for XRP's market cap dominance. We start working our way out of here, post-election or closer to election on the XRP price chart. And then we start working our way out of here for the RSI to start working upwards of 50 and eventually 70. And so what I want to be looking for on the chart to know when is a good time to sell XRP, because I just shared with you guys the game for when you buy XRP. It's when we're in oversold conditions on the RSI, when there's a bullish cross taking place on the MACD, which I'll talk about in other videos, but when XRP's market cap dominance compared to the rest of the market is low, when the price action on the chart shows we've either broke structure or we're about to. See, like if you buy XRP now and it breaks structure and it back tests and it's at 60K, or not 60K, 60 cents or something like that for the back test rather than 51 cents, yeah, it's smarter to get it now. Or you could wait for the breakout and a back test, but I can't guarantee that the chart's going to play out anything like this. One thing that I can guarantee is what the chart is showing right now. So good time to buy. That's based on you. Again, I'm not telling you to buy XRP, not financial advice. Do your own research, but when's the best time to sell? Well, when the RSI is upwards of 70 to 90, when the price is just going astronomically parabolic, when XRP's market cap dominance is absorbing a large chunk of the market, anywhere between like 3%, 4%, 5% or higher than that, when Bitcoin is breached new all-time highs, when we're in the later stage of the bull run based on the 4-year market cycle theory, and ultimately when you're in gains, when you're in profit. So depending on what your portfolio strategy is, maybe you just want a nice little 5x or a 2x or a 3x. Maybe you don't need a 10x. Maybe you don't need a 50x if your portfolio is larger. But if you do need a 50x to create generational wealth, a 100x to create generational wealth, then we can help you develop a tactically superior plan. So if you're ready to become the first millionaire in your family tree with crypto, and you want to get early access to our underground guidebook to become a crypto millionaire when it's released, then all you need to do right now is go to bullrunners.com and you're going to get exclusive early access to alerts on explosive altcoins with timely notifications about high potential projects before they hit the mainstream market. You're also going to get access to daily market analysis videos where you can watch daily videos like this to stay up to date on the latest trends and updates in the cryptocurrency market. And you're also going to receive pro trading strategies and tools for you to access proven trading tips and institutional grade indicators to refine your trading strategy. So don't miss out on the launch of our new underground guidebook called Altcoin Secrets that's going to help you discover the next 100x altcoin. All you need to do to get early access is go to bullrunners.com, click the button on the page, put in your best email address, and you'll be instantly subscribed for the early bird list when it's released. We know you're going to love it.